Welcome to Premier 7. I am your host, Ryan Nelson, coming to you once more with another video, but this will be a top class video in regards to the potential title decider between Manchester City and Arsenal. The sunshine is shining to show that it will be a bright game. And not because I am wearing my Brazilian jersey, I am in support of Martinelli. Absolutely not. But I just feel to wear this jersey to keep things neutral. Alright, so the game will be played in Manchester, England at the Etihad Stadium. And this will be on Wednesday, the 26th, 2023. Of course, at 2 p.m. Now, these two teams are performing phenomenally well, and I have to give credit to both coaches. Pep Guardiola, he is a revelation for Manchester City from the point for which he came up to this time. And for Arteta, this could be his first chance. But you know, he won other titles before with Arsenal. But the focus is on the English Premier League. I mean, Manchester City, based on the fact that the game will be played at their home, they have been performing phenomenally well with 13 home wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. For Arsenal, it is an away game for them, so their record is not bad as well. 11 wins, 3 draws and 2 losses. Good details, so you can see and hear that these two teams are performing absolutely perfect. I would say perfect because the record shows that there are a far stretch for wins instead of draws or losses. Now, something key to speak about, the head-to-head EPL clashes between these two teams. The last 5 EPL games were all in favor of the Sky Blues. 5 wins, no losses, no draw. So Arsenal, they have to bounce back and see how well they can win a game coming this Wednesday. The biggest win between these 5 games was a 5-0 defeat. It was a home game, whereas Manchester City won that game and Arsenal, of course, they lost that game. However, the last match that was being played at the Gunners at the Emirates, Arsenal only scored 1 goal, but Manchester City scored 3. So City won that game, as you can understand from the previous record. But the goals were from Saka, De Bruyne, Grealish, and Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland can create history by beating the all-time EPL one-season record. He, to me, will have a big say in that game. Now, Premier 7 is doing some wonderful works. Thanks to you, the public and the supporting fans. I have 134 subscribers. So I'm going up the ladder and I am asking you all to continue to watch, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Because the news that I am presenting here is all for you. Alright, so apart from the matched up games between the two teams, the previous records for them aren't bad in this season's Premier League. The Sky Blues, or Man City, they have won 5 games straight. And the Gunners, Arsenal, they draw the last 3 but won 2 games before. So, you know, what could cause such thing? Well, for Manchester City, they have been performing absolutely amazing and no key players was injured at that time. But Nathan Ake possibly could be out of this game because he sustained an injury in the last Champions League game. But for Arsenal, I spoke about William Saliba in the last video. He is out and he will be out of this game. And you know, not only that game that was being drawn against West Ham, whereas Saliba was missing, but also the game against Liverpool. And other players were also injured, like Tamiyasu, El Neni, And Xhaka is out as well, but it was a slight fever. So Xhaka, I don't think he played in the last game that Arsenal drew, against Southampton. But key thing, Xhaka will be available because the 26th of this month will be his return date, and it was a fever, so it's not like a huge injury for Granit Xhaka. Now, let me get some water because I have to speak about the win probability. Just a moment. Yes, so the win probability, Manchester City 63%, almost 100, and draw 20%, and Arsenal 17%. Why? Why? Because Arsenal is yet to defeat Manchester City. The last 5 records spoke about that. And, based on their current form in the last 5 games, Arsenal drew the last 3, but Man City won the last 3. Right? So, it will be a mouth-watering contest, but more so in the favor of Manchester City, I would say so far. Now, this is a potential decider, and I want to indicate where you all should watch this game, because this game is the biggest game in the season. Now, of course, persons living in the UK on TV, I'm going to speak about TV first. In UK, BT Sport, USA TBC, Canada Football TV, Australia, Upstas Sport. And persons who like to stream like myself, I normally use Total Sport Tech or Footy Valve by way of Twitter to watch the game. So you decide on which platform you want to watch that game. Alright, so the league's table, you should already know that Arsenal is leading and Manchester City is in second place. But so far, Manchester City, they played 30 games, a goal difference of 70 points. Remaining games for Manchester City after the big clash on Wednesday will be 7 games will be remaining after they played against Arsenal. And for Arsenal, 75 points. If they win the last 5 games after that game on Wednesday, then they will gain 15 points. So you do the maths as to how the tally will be calculated. Alright, so I spoke about some key points in regards to those 2 teams, and I want to just dive into the predicted 11 for the teams, starting off with Manchester City. So for Manchester City, I will go for Henderson in goal, Walker at right back, the back 2, Diaz and Laporte, Gomez for left back, and in the midfield I would go for Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne, and in the front 3 I would go for Bernardo Silva, Grealish, and Haaland. Now for the Gunners, I would say Ramsdale in goal, for right back Ben White of course, Holding and Gabriel in the back 2, and Zinchenko for left back. That will be a game for him to prove his worth, even though he's performing very well for Arsenal thus far. Partey, Xhaka to me will be coming back, and Odegaard will be the 3 persons in the midfield. Saka, Martinelli, the leading goal scorer for Arsenal, will be the wingers, and the striker, Gabriel Jesus. So that is my predicted 11 for both teams. And you can always have your say as to who you think will win the game in regards to the 2 teams as well. And I have my predictor to win the game. I would go for Manchester City 3 and Arsenal 1. So I have a surprise for you as well. I have my own trophy. This is my trophy. And I would decide to say that if I should even choose who the winner will be, I would say Manchester City. So they can take this trophy if the Premier League trophy is unavailable. So yeah, it is the end of my preview for these two wonderful teams. So before I go, I just want to reiterate that on Premier 7, I provide news about the top 7 teams. So continue to support by watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Take care and goodbye for now.